Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
You are most welcome to PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel for us. Hit the notification bell for more updates. Like and also share to other members to watch as well. You can also leave a comment after watching or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277128777, showing on your screen as well. Thank you. BOT has finally reacted to NAPO's comment over the dumsor saga, saying he did not expect NAPO to be this arrogant because he is being fed by his taxes, and he sees that as the behavior of the MPP. Being arrogant is in their DNA. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to what he said into detail. Thank you.
There was no need for a timetable. On March 25, 2024, the Energy Minister, also known as NAPO, said that the demand for a load shedding timetable is equivalent to wishing evil for the country. He further stated that let those who want the timetable bring it. Well, let's hear from the horse's own mouth. Let's listen to him. We'll be right back.
Yes, 4 years. MPP administration, energy sector is 300 times better than Domam.
But we are still experiencing dumsor.
Nobody has said we haven't. I'm just saying it's far much better than Domama ever did.
You admit there is dumsor in the country?
You do admit that there's dumsor.
That is the word you used. I have never used that word. I promised you that we are going to work on it. And it's not a work that is a single event. It's a process. And we'll continue to work on it for the energy sector to become better.
Have you heard of calls for a timetable?
Ask those who want it to bring it.
They should bring the timetable.
If there is, I haven't seen any timetable. So
But people are calling for it.
Say bring a timetable. So what do you mean? The ECG says that there is no timetable coming. Why do you want to bring a timetable? What purpose? Why would somebody get up and wish evil or bad for the country?
No, it's not about how bad it is. Ghanaians are
Actually, so when it is not planned, you can't tell the person.
So it's necessary for.
Were you in Ghana under your mom? Did you live in this country under your mom? Did you live in this country under your mom? I'm asking you.
It was equally worse.
It cannot be equally worse. If you are comparing 4 years, MPP administration, energy sector is 300 times better than your mom.
But we are still experiencing dumsor.
Nobody has said we haven't. I'm just saying it's far much better than your mama ever did.
You admit there is dumsor in the country?
You do admit that there's dumsor.
That is the word you used. I have never used that word.
So that was the Energy Minister, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, popularly known as NAPO. You've listened to him. I don't need to tell you what he said. Ghanaians watching us, you can judge for yourselves. But something interesting has been alleged to have happened at the Tema General Hospital. There's a video circulating on social media. And in that video, it looks like the place, is a hospital where there was light off. The lights went off and patients have had to battle for their lives. Let's back.
There's oxygen by no kilometer to connect. These babies on CPAP. There's no light to connect. Off. No flow meter to even connect with the oxygen. If you don't get light in few minutes, probability that we might lose a lot of babies.
Right, so it was alleged that this video was actually taken at the Tema General Hospital. I'm sure you've listened to the person, talking at the background of that particular video. That was extremely sad. So post this video to what the energy minister has been telling the good people of Ghana arrogantly. Somebody who is paid with our taxes, somebody who has been voted, whose party has been voted into power by the good people of Ghana, is now telling us to bring our own timetables. If we think that we are in power crisis, that is the effect, the negative effect, the negative impact of the dumsor we are seeing, as alleged in that video, that it happened at the Tema General Hospital. But I've been joined in the studio by Bernard Odro Techi, popularly known as BOT. He's a chartered economist and a member of the NDC. My brother, how are you doing?
Yes, I'm good, except for good news coming from Global Info Analytics.
Right.
And as an economist, I love data.
Very well.
And once you see data that continuously put your party ahead of a non-performing political party in government,
okay,
it makes you not complacent, but it gives you a trigger. Let me say good evening to the rank and file of the NDC, especially our flag bearer who is currently out of the country,
right,
seeking more wisdom to come and govern the country from 2025 going. Currently, let me say good evening to the running mate, to a 45-woman, woman of integrity and substance. She's a submarine smooth operator. She talks less but delivers more.
Okay.
She's currently trying to put up a project whereby she's trying to align with the female parliamentary candidate of the NDC to make sure that they sweep their constituencies by gaining more on the parliamentary front and winning more seats for the presidential candidate of the NDC.
Right.
The national chairman today was on Asempa FM and he spoke wisdom. When you put the aggregate of all these things together, national chairman, flabber, running mate, and the grassroots of the party, it gives me just a singular indication that the NDC is coming to power. It is non-negotiable. Others can insult Ghanaians and tell Ghanaians to bring their timetable for dumsor. But what we know is that we in the NDC, we have a listening running mate who will become the vice president of Ghana on 7 January 2025. And she will be modest, humble, compliant, subservient, respect the voice of Ghanaians, because the voice of the people is the voice of God. So I am this evening very happy. And the last of it all in my intro is the data from Global Info Analytics, which is putting the NDC in the commanding lead. A brief on that. Justin Kodo, the General Secretary, or lawyer Justin Kodo, the General Secretary of the MPP, said that election 2024 will be won primarily on Greater Accra, Central, Western North.
Okay.
However, Global Info Analytics data on the polls so far, as of January, based on these four regions, Greater Accra, Central, Western North, put Mahama, His Excellency, at 58%, Dr. Mahmoud at 23%, Alan 9%, and others 3%, undecided 7%. So I'm making a strong case to the MPP that if they think they want to score political points from Greater Accra, Central, Western North, at the end of January, the cumulative effect of the opinion poll put Mahama 58%, Baumia 23%, Alan 9%, others 3%, and undecided 7%. This doesn't mean that we are complacent or we are overly confident.
I was about to come to that because people that
if
the NDC is becoming too complacent.
I am not part of those people.
People are also of the view that the NDC thinks that the failure of this government is an automatic win for them, which is not necessarily so.
Another interesting point. Global Info Analytics did an update on party affiliation, and after 74% of all respondents, the NDC is leading by 33%, MPP trailing by 30%, floating voters 18%, not disclosed 17%, smaller parties 2%. Okay. The margin of victory between us and MPP as of today stand at 3%. Though it looks good on paper, but in reality things can change. Okay. I have gone into several elections that on paper look so good for other people, but they lost consequentially. The point I'm making is that I am not one of those politicians who believe that I might be swallow-headed or complacent. Let us work and work and work till the last ballot paper is counted. And when we demonstrate that fortitude of character and spirit, trust me, the NPP can give every Ghanaian 1,000 Ghana cedi they are still going to lose. So I am not complacent. I'm not overly confident. I'm guided by data, and I'm triggered to believe that election 2024 will be scientifically grounded on data. That is where research is guiding us. So every time I sit down, I reference Fitch, Bloomberg, Moody, Standard & Poor, and the almighty Global Info Analytics. So if there are others in NDC who are complacent, I'm a standard deviation. If there are people in the NDC who are complacent, just see me as a standard deviation. My position is that every day should be a communal labor of change.
Right. Thank you so much. That was BOT, Bernard Odro Techi, popularly known as BOT. He's a chartered economist and a member of the National Democratic Congress. Also in the studio with me is Julius Jima, who is an economist and a member of a New Patriotic Party communications team. Julius, how are you doing?
Justice, good evening. I'm fine by God's grace. How are you doing too?
I'm well, my brother.
You look nice, you look sharp. I believe you are still in Ghana, man, but you are just in suit. It's okay. I mean,
in fact, today I'm rather looking like a highfalutin
you see,
bourgeoisie.
You can imagine. I mean, good evening to your cherished and love or beloved viewers.
Right.
It's always good to be on the show.
Very well.
Good to see my brother, one of our sharp guys in the NDC.
Very well.
I always love to engage with him.
He used to be a member of the New Patriotic Party.
I mean,
he's now a defected member.
He has now deviated. So Justice, let me say big good evening to our President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, our leader and flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the rank and file of our party, and then just as my brother was talking about, researches, we are people, practitioners of data. Our line of work and our background, professional background is being relied on data.
Right.
And we have used data to work every day. So when data is being put out, we do not criticize the data too much, but it's there to guide us. These are opinion polls. The key amongst, whatever is going on is that we are also not complacent, because we believe that the 2024 election should be won on how much you have performed on the economy, strategies that you put in place. So we are not complacent at all, and we are not even perturbed about whatever results that all these researchers are putting out for. What we believe is that we believe in hard work. We are humble, and then the way we approach policies and how we deliver results to Ghanaians are the things that we are always and every day pursuing them. So I believe that at the end of the day, we will still account to Ghanaians, because this year till December 2024, it's just a year of accountability. And whatever we have done in all sectors of the economy, will deliver the accounting to our people, and then they will just weigh it and then make an informed decision into the elections 2024. So it's as simple as that.
The New Patriotic Party will be accounting for its stewardship, and based on that, Ghanaians will either reward them or kick them out. And so let's see how it goes in 2024. But I'll start with you, BOT, on the issue of the energy minister. He's telling us that if we think that we are in power crisis, then we should come out with our own timetable. I think the minister was quite frustrated because calls have been intensified for the Energy Ministry and then the ECG to provide the good people of Ghana with timetable looking at the intermittent power cuts in recent times. A lot of civil society organizations, individuals, political parties, including your political party, have chastised, condemned, the minister. Your take on what the minister said?
Let me say good evening to your cherished viewers and listeners across the globe once again.
Right.
And it is very humbling when you belong to a party called the National Democratic Congress,
right,
whose functionaries are very modest in the exercise of political power. I am not too old, but for the hindsight, I had a taste of a Konkansa Aka vice presidency. I saw late Mills vice presidency. I saw John Dramani Mahama vice presidency. And I'm here to see Professor Nana Jinopukwajuman vice presidency.
Okay.
The aggregate of all these people is a character of modesty in the exercise of political power. I do not see the energy minister speaking as just an energy minister. I see him as a running mate to the MPP in waiting. So his conjecture, his posture, his personality, I want to situate it into the quotient bracket.
Okay.
Talk of intelligent quotient, emotional quotient, social quotient,
right,
adversity quotient, and spiritual quotient. I have said that anybody can be first in class, but not anybody can lead. Anybody can sit down, chew and pour, get A, scored 90% out of 100%, and be called the first person in class.
Okay.
But your ability to conduct yourself properly in public is what we call the emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. Temperament management is key. Temperament management. He is not the only person who has been the energy minister of Ghana. We've seen several of them. Parker Sindun once was our energy minister in Ghana. We saw Kofi Ada. Under Mahama, we saw very modest and humble energy ministers. The posture he demonstrated is a sheer arrogance, pride, opulence, disrespect for the ordinary. And come to think about it, people do say and assume that the voice of the people is the voice of God. So when you have a chunk of the population complaining overly, look, as I'm coming to your show, as I was coming to your show today, right from Kaswa to Makati Hill, to Bawe, to Ablekuma, all the way down to Bayard, blackouts.
Yesterday, after my show, when I was going home, the whole of Ofanko,
was blackout.
Eight environments
was blackout.
Well, yeah.
All right. Now, I'm on a certain platform that people across the country were sharing the experience.
Right.
From all the 16 regions. Everybody is complaining. The MPP government must show us some decorum and respect. Put out a timetable. And you see, when you look at the body language of the energy minister, vis-a-vis how respectful and obedient the newsmen were, you realize that he disregarded everybody. It's a simple equation. The client, according to the business community, the customer is the king or the queen.
Right.
Anybody who is into business, except those who are dealing in drugs or gun trading. In drugs and gun trading, the customer is always wrong. But in a typical commercial business, like running the service or selling product, the customer who is the king or the queen at any material moment, who is the customer here? Is the Ghanaian population.
Right.
The end user, whether residential or commercial, put together, they are the king and the queens. So if these kings and queens, about over 30 million people across the 16 regions, 260 plus district municipal assemblies in the country, are raising legitimate concern, I don't expect an energy minister who's feed on my taxes to be this arrogant. And that is the DNA of the MPP. And nobody should kid us on this platform. The DNA of the MPP is the high level of elitism and the bourgeois thinking. It's a bourgeois way of thinking. The energy minister thinks that he's a bourgeois and everybody is a proletarian. For the benefit of those who don't have that understanding, there was a man called Kamas. And Kamas said that society is segregated into two.
Right.
The bourgeois and the proletarians. The bourgeois think that they are the educated, they are the richest, they are the fine people. They are the good-looking people. But the proletarians are the mass, they are the downtrodden, they don't matter. The posture of the energy minister is akin to the concept of Marxism or Karl Marx, where Karl Marx said that the bourgeois must not always think that they are the first-class people, while the proletarians are second-class people. In my candid view, there will be no energy minister from the NDC who will behave this way. And his behavior is a microcosm of the president of the country.
How?
The president went to Kumasi and an Tech FM journalist put it to him, Nana, people of Efija, Kwabre and Kwabre East and West are complaining that they voted for you. Over 80,000 people voted for you.
Right.
And looking at how deplorable their roles are, they are tempted to change their mind. If they want to change their mind, their tongue belongs to them. So if a president go to voter region, one of the paramount chiefs, is it Pando or somewhere, was complaining that, look, there's an abandoned ye block.
Right.
And that let your Minister of Education make frantic effort to complete it. The president sat on Peace FM frontally, ballistically, and told him that the chief can go to hell and complete it if he think he needs it. So if the president of the country can demonstrate this sheer arrogance, this disrespect to the chieftaincy, to the journalists and the ordinary people, what will the cabinet minister do? So you see, what NAPO demonstrated is a microcosm of the attitude of the president. Because you see, character begins at home. So the president of the country, who is the leader of their party as of that time, showed a certain posture that is regard the people. I don't think under Mohammed's regime, and even under Rawlings' regime, people misbehave this way. Okay. In a very true democracy, NAPO should be gone by now. Let me give you some interesting statistics, which is important for your viewers. This data I am putting out span from the year 2000 fiscal mega year to 2022. Right. If there is any different data opposed to this, I don't have it. Okay. But the data I'm here to share span from the year 2000.
Second, please display the WhatsApp line so that our viewers would also have the opportunity to join the conversation. You can go.
The data I'm here to share is contribution to Ghana electricity grid from the year 2000 to the year 2022, meaning 22 years running. For the 22 years running, His Excellency John Ajekun Kofo generated 329 megawatt of power, which is 9% share.
Right.
Now, His Excellency the late John Evans Atamils generated 299 megawatt, which is 8% share. John Dramani Mahama, the nation builder, the Sankofa man, within a period of 4 years, 6 months, generated 2,397 megawatt, which is equivalent to 63% of the total share. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, for the past 7 years and running, has done 777 megawatt, which is 20% of the share. So when you put the megawatt generational capacity together, from the year 2000, from Kufuor's regime till now, Mahama Mills done about 71%. Kufuor and Akufo-Addo, they have done 29%. This is the energy situation. So you see, when the MPP came to power, they made a lot of noise. A very cacophonous one that, oh, we have excess capacity.
Yes, and that the issue of the power sector is not about generation.
It's not about generation again. It's about distribution. And I'm taking your viewers to a point of call PDS.
Okay.
Look, the foundation, the genesis, the crux of the crisis today is the both PDS deal. Because you remember, under Kufuor's regime, we had a Millennium Challenge Corporation that gave birth to Millennium Challenge account. And Ghana was to assess about $577 million US. And the US government said that we must form a local content company to kind of manage our ECG.
Right.
Quickly, the MPP put together a barbering saloon kind of organization owned by people who were faceless. At the end of the day, they brought Kabut, who brought a fake insurance cover that resulted in the termination of that deal.
Right.
Imagine if government of Ghana had not lost that Million Challenge Account Corporation money, today the energy sector would have been better. If any viewer is watching me and you want to know the genesis of this crisis today, It is simply because the MPP hoodwink Ghanaians wanted to sell ECG to PDS and it failed. And because it failed, we have generated enough for them. So when they came to power, we plus Mills plus Mahama did about 71%. Kufuor plus Akufo-Addo did 29%. And we said, oh, look, we have generated enough more than you need. All the MPP needed to do was to transmit that power to household and companies. What have they done so far? So for me, if the energy minister, who is frustrated today, I'm reliably informed that he's likely to lose the running mate bid. So you can see a frustrated, supposedly running mate who never got it, slandering people, venting his spleen on the ordinary Ghanaian. But let me assure them, the people of Ablekuma, Medina, Adenta, Sumian, Techiman are telling them that every day for the thief, one day for the master. Okay. We know that they control the affairs of this country.
Why can't we be a bit fair to the minister?
Right.
I'm asking that we are fair to the minister because the calls for load shedding timetable to be provided intensified at a point. The ECG came out and said we are not experiencing dumsor. Okay. And that they are doing some maintenance works and all of that. That's how come we are seeing the intermittent power cuts. And once they are done, everything is going to be fine. Okay. And so there's no need for a load shedding timetable. In fact, the Energy Ministry also issued a statement some time ago. And they also indicated that what we are experiencing isn't something that would need a load shedding timetable. And so if Ghanaians are still calling for a load shedding timetable, what do you expect the minister to do? What do you expect the minister to say? And to let them know that, well, we are not in dumsor. There's no need for this. We have told you on several occasions. If you are demanding for it, then bring yours. I mean, how is this an arrogant statement or something like that?
That is what makes the NDC a different political nomenclature. Okay. And John Dramani Mahama, the so-called voice of conscience in this country, held vigil. Okay. The middle class, the academia, the professionals, they put themselves together. They did occupy Jubilee House, occupy Flagstaff House, to the effect that the former or the outgone finance minister of Ghana, Ken Kuntunkunku Furiata, was one of the lead person. They made everybody believe that energy crisis cannot be attributed to ECG, but Mahama. And in fact, there was a greeting in town that when people meet you and they greet you, Mima will do so, they respond, Mahama. So everything was attributed to NDC and Mahama, NDC Mahama. What has suddenly changed? You have your platform.
No, I'll give you the opportunity. You have a platform. But I'll give you when you have the opportunity.
You realize that I'm asking Ghanaians out there, what has changed? Okay. Under Mahama, it was not ECG. It was not technical operation. It was the incompetency of Mahama. Okay. So I'm asking the same voice of conscience, the men of God, the academia, the civil society, what has changed? The only differentiator here is that we have a certain president who does not tolerate dissent opinion. Right. Once to disagree with His Excellency, they'll pick you up like the way they pick Bongo, hide ideas. So the point is that I will not sit on this platform and be charitable to the energy minister. Under Mahama's regime, a minister resigned because of dumsor. Go back and check the history. I know. Dr. Kwabena Donko put his job on the line. And he was very emphatic that if by the daylight I'm not able to solve dumsor, I'll quit my job. Right. And indeed quit his job. I'm asking Dr. Machopoku Prempe today, what has changed? We got the minister under Mahama who resigned because of dumsor. And you see, putting up a timetable is an element to show respect to the citizenry. Right. People plan their life. Look, I may work from home. Others may work from established offices. When I get to know that in my jurisdiction there will be dumsor from maybe 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., I'll know how to plan my activity. So what Ghanaians are looking for is that under Mahama's regime, respect was shown to them. We accorded people respect. We gave people timetable. People could plan their life along the timetable. The same voice of conscience that impressed upon Mahama held vigil, artists, musicians, the Yvonne Nelsons, those who compose the songs, the Sarkodie, the Pombede. We are calling them today. If they are not too careful and they don't show their voices today, the next government that may come will not tolerate them in this country. Because you see, under Mahama, everything was lumped together and it was about Mahama. If under Kufuado, we want the Pombede, the Yvonne Nelson, the vigil to be held. If they fail to hold this vigil and the government change, and they automatically begin to acknowledge their voices, some of us will lead the charge to make sure that they declare persona non grata in this country.
Right, thank you so much, BOT. That was Bernard Odrotichi, popularly known as BOT, a member of the National Democratic Congress and a chartered economist.
Thank you for staying tuned. PENDREAM TV really appreciate your time. Please, if today being your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more updates, like and also share to other members to watch as well. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal le Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.